Hello. Long time no see. I've been doing therapy and stuff like that. And having to open up about a lot of the stuff that's happened to me in my life. And a lot has happened. I don't think it ever stopped happening. My life has kind of always been something happening. CPTSD and BPT kind of feels like always wanting to go home, but you don't have a home to go to. And I don't mean like a physical home, like a house. I mean like that feeling you get when you're a kid, when you're like, I just want to go home and be safe, but nowhere feels like home. And it's just awful. And with CPTSD, you get this sort of confirmation bias from everything you've experienced, that it's not going to get better. And sometimes you even ask yourself, like, why is all this happened to me? Like, why do people treat me like that? Like, why have I been treated this way my whole life? I mean, like, I've had stuff happen to me, like, since I was in daycare. I got abused by daycare staff in really explicit ways I cannot, or I don't really want to talk about. And you think a lot about all the people that could have helped you and didn't, or failed to, whether it was friends or family or law enforcement or therapists when you were a kid that didn't, or teachers or school counselors or people you were in love with, or anyone, whether you were direct about, I need help, something bad is happening to me, or maybe not direct enough, but still, it's like, why didn't you notice, or why didn't you listen? I don't know. It just kind of adds up, and you just start to believe, like, maybe it's just me. Maybe I am fundamentally undeserving of love and happiness, and I am just some creature burned by the sun, put here for no good reason but to suffer. And that's why it does not stop happening. And that's why no one has ever saved me. And that's why nobody loves me. And that's why I have nobody. It's very quiet all the time. I have my dog. Dogs don't talk much. I have my journal that you can see behind me. Journals don't talk back to you. They just are a way to document what's going on in your brain. You build this confirmation bias that no one's going to be there for you. So hard you stop asking for help. I know after this last hospital stay back when I was 19, the big one that started all my projects, life just kind of dog walked me, I'm not gonna lie. When I woke up, they had done brain scans to see if I was brain dead or not, and nobody cleaned the gel out of my hair. So all my hair was matted down to my head, and I was in a diaper with a catheter on, and I did not have a good bearing of my surroundings. and my ex-boyfriend comes in the room, and mind you, I'm just a 19-year-old kid in a hospital bed who just almost died with my hair matted to my head and in a diaper, and all he can tell me is how hard this is on him, how he has to start antidepressants, and that he will not be coming to see me anymore. The empathy was low. And then when I got out to let me know that his mom told him that it was a good thing that our baby died, because a big Kickstarter for why I did that is our pregnancy together. I had lost it. He then made sure to let me know that his mother, who has also lost many pregnancies, so you'd think she'd have empathy for a little girl in her position, told him that it's a good thing that that happened, because someone like me does not deserve to carry her grandchildren. Obviously my family was not there for me, as I have made clear in other videos. And doesn't give you much will to live after you just woke up from a suicide attempt and you've had all this horrible stuff happen to you your entire life. And then I got hit with a bunch of hospital debt. That was like one of the first things I had to do when I got out of the hospital, was immediately come back to it and talk to their insurance side of things, because they billed me $70,000 for saving my life because I tried to take it and did not want to be there. And I only recently paid off that debt. I have more medical debt from having my daughter that I don't know how I'm gonna ever pay off. But yeah, imagine being at like such a vulnerable physical state. You don't know where you are. You can feel your head, like hair sticking to your head. You don't even have like a hairbrush to do anything about it, and you can't stand up on your own to wash it. You're in an adult diaper because you were in a coma, and you're hooked up to all this stuff, including a catheter, and someone comes in and tells you how hard this is for them and that they're not gonna come see you anymore. And he legitimately abandoned my life afterwards, and was also like sleeping around with people and immediately got a new girlfriend. And I come to find out late of last year, he just lied to that girlfriend that he left my life over for years. Told her that pregnancy didn't happen and that I'm crazy, and that he's worried that because my game was blowing up on TikTok, because that's where I have the most followers, I know I don't have much on YouTube, that I was going to cancel him, and then to come back into my life briefly just to threaten to sue me for defamation if I ever speak to him, or not speak to him, if I ever speak about him and what he did and how he like mistreated me in and out of the hospital, when I'm someone who's like legitimately been like physically and sexually abused in my life, and I didn't ever come out and like cancel genuine abusers. Why would I ever say anything about like an ex-boyfriend? Wild times. But I know shortly after I got out of the hospital, since everyone just kind of left and everyone was just mad at me. I mean, nobody was even like, I'm glad you're alive. It was like, wow, you really put us through all that. Or, this has been so hard on me. or this has been hard on me and my family, or this has been hard, or you're ungrateful, or nobody was like, I love you and I'm glad that you're here. Nobody was like, we would miss you if you were gone. Like, there would be an absence if you were gone. And because of that, I know a while later, a really bad person would come into my life who stalked me for several years and scared the shit out of me. And it was really awful to me. It's scary to me. On the internet and in person, and took scary photos of me. And did a lot of really scary things to me. I didn't always answer fan DMs because that person would just make new accounts and pretend to be fans and send me like really intense backstories and like, I'm your biggest fan, I just love your work, I love you, and I just want to meet you. And it was all the same person, but because of like how everyone treated me after I just got out of the hospital for trying to kill myself, like, I didn't tell anyone because I was like, well, who would care? I mean, nobody cared when I almost died and lost my life. Why would they care about this? Nobody would care. And I don't know. I just figured I just deal with it on my own. Like, I've always dealt with everything on my own because nobody has ever helped me. Nobody, eventually it just like fizzled out, and that person only recently stopped with all that and like would like call my phone and leave me like scary voice messages where it's just quiet. Like, they just would walk, you could hear them walking around somewhere where cars are at, like city sounds, because I'm in a city, and just say nothing. And it could be a few minutes of that, it could be 25 seconds of that, it could be 10 seconds of that, but they'd leave me voicemails like that, and I just told no one because I was like, who would care? And the bigger my platform got, on social media, the less it happened, because I don't know, it was like I was developing this shield, because there was more eyes on me. It was less of like, because this person knew me, this person knew how my family was, like, it was a guy that I didn't want to date, that I didn't want any sort of relationship like that with, so he knew, like, I didn't have people to go to if he were to do this. Like, he knew he could just be scary to me, and I didn't have anyone. And sometimes he would make sure I knew that too. He'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna make sure you know nobody's coming for you. I guess he had even sent John Doe like one or two scary messages at some point, because when I got out of the hospital, I still liked the guy that was my boyfriend, and I didn't really process that he was severely mistreated me, probably not even till recently, and I didn't want to be with anyone in general after I just got out of a coma, but I just kind of used that as an excuse to hopefully scare that guy away, to be like, oh, I think I still like my ex, or I still have feelings for my ex, so I don't think we should be in a relationship. Because it's like, he wouldn't take no for an answer, or like wouldn't stop trying, but it was like, please leave me alone. Like, I don't know. It was scary, and I just told no one. And that's what's messed up, is because that happened to me for so long and I told no one. When this stuff with my mom here recently happened, I knew what to do and how to deal with it and what she was doing. Only because I had already gone through it and not even she knew about it because I didn't, I never go to I never went to her about anything that was happening to me that was really bad because, well, as you guys saw. But I mean, it's kind of fucked up if you think about it. Like, my life has been that horrible and I've been dog walked that severely. Like, the only reason I was able to deal with a protection from stalking case against my parent is because I had a stalker for years that I didn't tell anyone about because no one, not even my parents or someone who said that they loved me, like, I just didn't, were so shitty to me, I just didn't believe anyone would care or help me if I did talk to anyone. And that kind of gets reinforced when the scary guy who's doing that all to you tries and reinforces that with their actions and tells you, yeah, I can do this because nobody cares about you. Or I can do this because nobody's coming for you, because nobody loves you. And it was like all this because like I didn't want to date you and like be with you or do stuff like that. Like, men are scary. Men are really scary. John Doe is scary for doing all the stuff he did. That other guy's way scarier. A lot of the adult men I had in my life that did stuff to my mom were scary. Like, sometimes it just feels like I'm prey. I know that sounds horrible to say. Like, that's the level of, like, discomfort and, like, fear I feel in the world because of everything that's happened to me. That I just kind of feel like a little prey animal that's trying to stay alive. And I don't really feel safe really ever anywhere. So I don't really leave my house much because it just feels, I don't know, once you've had now multiple people follow you around, like, I just want to be able to feel safe. Then because you can't leave your house because of that stuff, like, you also, like, you get very socially stunted, you get very isolated. I don't really know how to talk to people anymore. I don't really know how to, like, make friends or talk to people, like, since always I've had something horrible going on and couldn't get out of a house for one reason or another, whether I was being held there against my will, because, like, what an adult man was doing to me when I was 17, or because I have people who have made it so scary for me to go outside of my house that I can't leave it. So I feel very socially stunted, and because, like, I was out of the house when I was 17 and all this other stuff, nobody, like, taught me how to do adult things, and that's really scary too. Like, I'm 22 and I don't know how to do a lot of stuff, and I can, like, Google stuff all day, but it's not the same, and it's not like Google that can't answer every question I have, so it's like, wow, am I really, like, I'm an adult, but, like, I'm stunted, and it makes you feel really bad about yourself, because it's like, it's not even necessarily your fault. Like, that's a horrible part of, like, trauma, is, like, nobody asked to be traumatized, nobody asked for those sort of things to happen to them, and then, like, the stuff that comes from it, like, why does it, great, one bad thing already happened, and now I'm all messed up. Some people for life. Like, I have CPTSD because the bad things happened to me, It's not like I don't want to be better. I mean, everyone wants a happy life. Everyone wants to feel loved. everyone wants to feel like a person. I don't really ever feel like that. Ever. And it's hard. And I won't lie. Sometimes I do want to not be here. And I won't lie, I've had periods in my life since all that where I was really, really mad that someone even initiated saving my life, because look what it is. I'm like, I wish I was almost very successful. I was almost very successful in my attempt, and I used to get so angry because it was like, why didn't you just let me die? Life is so horrible. So many horrible things are happening to me. Why didn't you just let me die? So I can be free from all this. You obviously did not care about me enough. It's like felt like a punishment, like being tortured. Like, why keep me alive? Just so more bad things can happen to me. Everyone left me, so it's clear you guys don't want me and you don't love me. Why didn't you just let me die? I just get so mad. And then you get scared to try and do it again, because what if I wake up again, and then again, more medical debt, more health issues, like, because I wasn't successful. It kind of feels like, with the BPD side of it, I mean, you just get so upset. And so it feels like being tortured by your own brain. It feels like your skin is too tight. It feels like being in a straitjacket made out of your own skin, and you just want, like, BPD emotions, like anger and sadness and heartbreak. And sometimes it literally feels like every cell in your body is gonna explode with those feelings, and you just, I mean, it's like the worst pain you have ever felt, and it's torturous, and you're just like, I just need it to end. Like, it hurts enough inside in my heart, in my brain, in my soul, that I just need it to end. And it sucks. I don't know. I've just been so exhausted and tired. I think I can kind of barely get out of bed right now. I hope it doesn't show. I like to at least come off somewhat composed in my day-to-day life. Very functional like that. I can have a lot of horrible things happening to me at once and still, like, go to a high-demand job and get things done. That's my only good trait, I think. Goodness. Ugh. You know, you pray for better days, and it's just, I don't know if they're ever gonna come, type of thing. And it's easy to tell other people, like, I believe in you. It's gonna get better for you. And I do believe that when I say that to people. But I'm not getting that in my own life, and that makes it really hard. And a lot of people are really cruel about trauma in your adult life and in, like, being a kid. I got bullied so much growing up, and, like, I was like, I don't know if you guys know, but I already get, like, bullied and beaten up at home. Like, I don't need to come to school and have it too, because then it's just happening all the time. Then it's just every moment of my life is bad, and it was. I think it got to one point in my later years of high school, when I was still at home, like, I would just go to my room and just be in my room all day, and my parents wouldn't, like, ask me about my day, like, how was your day? Here's how my day was. I love you. No, just no one would talk to me. Genuinely, like, I would go home, I'd go in my room, and I would, like, talk to scary strangers on the internet, which obviously didn't have, that's not good either when you're a kid. And it got to the point where it's like I'm not part of the family. Like, I don't live here. Like, I live here, but I'm not living here. Like, you guys talk and say you love each other and love on each other and go do things all the time and leave me here and, like, talk to each other about each other's day and have dinner with each other. And I live in my room. Nobody talks to me in the house. And whenever I would go out and try to talk to my mom, my stepdad he had surround sound for his TV, and he would just start turning it up so we couldn't hear each other, like I was an annoyance. Like, I was like an annoying sound interrupting his TV. Not that I was a person that lived there under his roof. And he would turn it up so loud sometimes, it's just like we couldn't even hear each other to talk. And I would just go back to my room, and then he would turn it down. Like, it was made very clear, like, you are not wanted in this space. You are not wanted here. Go back to your room, without having to tell me. And I think that's the most humiliating part, and, like, the most heartbreaking part as a kid, is it's like, you're not even like, nobody wants you here. Get out of here. We don't like you. It's like turning up the TV so loud you can't hear me. Like, I'm like an annoying, like, petulant sound. Like, I'm a fly buzzing too loud. It's like, I don't know how to describe how it makes you feel, but it's messed up. It really is. And, obviously kids at school don't know everything that's happening, and they don't care. They're kids. They don't have, like, a range of empathy yet, but it was bad. Like, in my high school yearbook, I took a look at it recently when I was, after therapy and, like, unpacking all this stuff, having to think about all that stuff again. Some of my bullies were in yearbook club, and for my senior year, nobody knew this, but I had tried to kill myself twice because of what was going on to me, and the abuse that was happening to me, like, after I got kicked out of the house, what that adult man was doing to me with physical and sexual stuff. I tried to kill myself twice, so I was almost dead. I almost didn't make it to my graduation, and one of my friends at the time told me that. They were like, it's scary to think that I could have walked across our graduation stage and saw that you weren't there, and that we would have heard your name, because I graduated, thankfully, and that nobody would come up to the stage to come get your diploma because you would have been dead. And some of the boys who were bullying me were in, I think, the yearbook club, and I had submitted everyone gets to submit their signature, so everyone had a signature and their senior quote underneath their senior picture, like your yearbook picture, in your yearbook, whatever. And I had submitted mine, and I had submitted my quote, and it was a quote from the movie Seabiscuit. And it was, when a little guy doesn't know he's a little guy, he can do great things. And my bullies removed my quote and my signature from the yearbook. So when I look at my yearbook, I'm the only one without a signature or my senior quote. And I got really upset when I discovered that when I got my yearbook. I even emailed my principal. I'm like, what can we do about? Is there anything I can do about this? I mean, like, they knew obviously the admin knew I was being bullied. I had so many issues with bullies that I had to talk to the admin about. I'm like, what can you do to, like, rectify this? I even, like, and they're like, nothing. There's nothing we can do. The yearbook's already printed. Your yearbook is already printed. And you guys have already graduated, so we can't really do anything to the people who did this. And obviously, like, yeah, that's true. But me as a kid who, like, had so much bad things happening to me, even when I sent that email, I just went off. And I was just like, I almost died twice this year. Like, I've had 2 suicide attempts. And I think I said something really horrible where I was like, it's good to know that I survived those just to find out whatever left of me was erased. So if I was dead, like, that would have just been a thing that goes unpunished because you guys can't do anything. And that probably wasn't fair, but also the admin did very little when it came to me being bullied. Which, that was not the worst. That school was not the worst bullying I had. The thing with the yearbook was pretty shitty, but that's not the worst. Like, I had moved to that school because the school I was at before, I was bullied really bad. I mean, I was like physically bullied, like pushed into lockers. Like, I had people steal my gym shoes and throw them into dirty gutter water. So I had to walk. Like, we had to, whenever we would go to gym at that school, you'd have to change your shoes to your gym shoes and then your regular shoes. So while I was in my gym shoes, someone took my regular shoes and put them in dirty gutter water. So I had to walk around the whole day that day, carrying my wet, soaked shoes, and we're just walking around a tiled school building in socks. And teachers saw, and they didn't do anything. They didn't call my parents or, like, anything to, like, bring me new shoes. They just let that happen, and that was really messed up. I also would have, and it wasn't just girls who would bully me, it was girls and guys who were bullying me, both regular bullying and physical bullying. It was messed up. I had boys, like I said, shove me in my locker. I had boys that would push my stuff off my desk and be like, get your shit off my desk, as if my desk was their desk. Like, it was horrible, dude. And it was just because, like, I was a weird art kid. Like, it wasn't like I was mean to people. I eventually got mean to people to survive. I mean, when people are bullying you, you learn to get witty and have comebacks. You know what I mean? I think my favorite, because, I was a middle schooler, it was, like, your mama jokes to, like, as your witty comebacks. Sorry, I was thinking about my old, like, mental book of your mama or your mother jokes. I think one was like, when you were born, one of them was like, it wasn't just your mother jokes, I had a lot. I mean, when you're getting that bullied, you learn to get witty, because people ease up on the physical stuff when you're kind of funny, at least. One of them is like, you're so ugly, when you were born, your mom named you Shit Happens. Oh. But yeah, people would just say awful things to me, man. Like, I remember in gym, someone walked by. I know his name, I'm not gonna say it. And he was just like, fuck you, Tori, nobody fucking likes you. And I was like, what the fuck? I remember, like, he said that, I immediately started crying. Talked to a teacher, nothing was done. But I was just, like, so taken aback. Like, imagine somebody just walks by you and sees that it's you and just says that. And you're, like, a middle schooler. I'm like, what the hell? I also, like, people would try to destroy my things. Not at that school. It was more so at the other school. I had, like, a Teletubby backpack. Wait, I'll go get it. It's a backpack that is in fact a Teletubby, not like a Teletubby themed backpack. This was my high school backpack. You can tell because it still has my Steven Universe Blue Diamond keychain. Somebody, when I was in art class, tried to pour paint on this and destroy it because they deemed it weird and creepy. Which I can see how. I could see why they would think that, but you don't have to, like, break my things because I'm different. Like, you don't have to destroy him because I'm different. And these are, like, hard to come by. These are rare. Hold on, I might put it on, let me see. So you can get an idea of how this would look when I walk around. He's just a silly little dude. I just thought he was cool. And some people, like, try to pour paint on it, like acrylic paint. But yeah, I don't know. People, when you have trauma, like, there's this whole thing about the perfect victim. If you are a victim and you don't act perfectly, people will demonize you, and it's true. Like, if you do not play your role as a victim perfectly, which is impossible to do because everyone's definition of perfect is different, people demonize you or act like you deserved it, or you're crazy, or you're a liar. Like, it's scary. I don't know. I think that's it for today. Thank you.